Welcome students. Today we will discuss the writing skill imaginative essay. Imaginative essays, they test your imaginative power and the skills on the spot thinking. The most importantly your vocabulary and ability to use certain phrase in more elegant way. The examiner will evaluate you on the basis of your imaginative skills. It is up to you to interpret the topic in any way it appeals to you and explain it and make a point to the examiner. Remember, this requires a lot of imagination. You need to be funny but not disrespectful. Always be thought provoking enough to convince the examiner of your writing skills. You do not need to write facts and arguments in your favor, but you will need to develop your thoughts in such a way that the essay is entertaining to read and indicative of your writing skills. What is an imaginative essay? An imaginative essay is fiction, actually a type of short story, a sort of narrative. Students are asked to imagine a particular historical or fantastic situation and write the rest of the story. Usually, imaginative essays starts with a hypothetical situation and ask you how you would respond to it. We use the second conditional if to describe a situation that does not exist or an event that is unlikely to happen. If I were a bird, I would fly to America. Are you really a bird? No. Can you really fly? No. We use were, not am or was, and would, not will, here because these things are not true. So, basically, in imaginative essays, whenever we have a situation, it is a conditional situation where we think, because it is a hypothetical situation which is not actually present. So, we use were and would throughout the essay. Usually, imaginative essay starts with the hypothetical situation, asking how you would respond to it. Come up with a few different ways you might respond, how you would think the situation would turn out. Depending on your ideas, pick the idea you like the best and write it. Make your response witty, interesting, and entertaining. Here we have few imagine if. Imagine if you could fly, you could be invisible. If you had four legs, what would you do? If you had a magic wand, what would you do? So here are a list of few if conditional situations. So we may write, we may run our imagination in any direction. Here is one example. What if elephants could fly? What if dreams could come true? What if elephants could fly? It would be great. I love to dream. I dream of things that grown-ups would find silly. But at my age, dreams are what make life exciting. Imagine an elephant flying like a bird. I know it may seem impossible, but let us just imagine. It would be such fun. Imagine seeing this huge animal flap its ears, twist its small tail, and take off into the air like a great big bird. It would surely be funny, I suppose, but it would be great. Imagine if a pilot looked out of the window of his plane and saw a flying elephant. He would get the biggest shock of his life. Elephants are such wonderful, gentle animals. I know that if I went for a ride sitting on an elephant's back, it would be careful not to drop me. So, flying high up among the clouds, sitting on an elephant's back, would be the safest ride for me. My friends would join me on other elephants. Maybe we would even have a race to see whose elephants could fly the fastest. It would be more fun than just having a cycle race. I know grown ups would not be as adventurous as us. They always want things to be normal. They may like to fly in aeroplanes rather than on elephants, but what fun it would be for us children. Did you notice in the previous essay, if elephants could fly, it was interesting, it was full of wittiness, it was entertaining, and it was not disrespectful at all. Now let's look at another one. If I were the president. Did you notice that the word were is used instead of was? The title doesn't say if I was the president. It says if I were the president. We normally use were instead of was to talk about such unreal situations. As you read the essay, you will notice the frequent use of another word would. So, in imaginative essays, we use structures like if were the this, I would do that. If I had this, I would do that. In this example, writer imagine in an unreal situation and tells us what he or she would do in that situation. Now, if I were the president, the imaginative essay, the first thing I would do would be to get people to send their children to school. I would manage free education for those who have little or no money. People who are not educated cannot do well in life. They are not able to get good jobs and look after themselves and their families. This leads to a rise in robberies and murders. An educated person is a happy and contented person. I would also get people to plant many trees. More trees would mean more fresh air, as trees take in all the impure air from the atmosphere. Our country would be even more beautiful with the greenery. Another thing that I would like to change would be about utilizing our rivers to generate electricity. We have so many big rivers, but we have not been able to make use of this gift. We have to suffer long hours of power cuts, daily, especially during the winter months. Children have to do their homework in dim candle and lamp lights. There are many other changes that I would like to make, but these are the most important ones. I hope that I can study and do well and become the president of my country one day. So we can say imaginative essay is in fact is a type of narrative essay or story writing. In imaginative essay, you take an unreal situation or hypothetical situation and say what could happen in that situation. Therefore, while writing imaginative essay, be original, avoid indirect speech, try to incorporate message, use figure of speech, and there should be coherence. Coherence means a continuity. Do not be vague in your ideas. There should be continuity in your sentences. Thank you.